Okay, so one last thing. Let's get this content and the background to sort of behave separately. So I want the content to sort of roll on its own and the background to kind of be, its own separate thing. I want it to stay static. So I'm going to go to where I place the background and I'm going to add this CSS property called background attachment fixed, okay? Because if you just do position fixed, it doesn't it doesn't apply to the background. We want the background attachment, which is the URL, right? Which is the image. We want that to be fixed. So, okay, now when we run this, whoops, check it out. Isn't that cute? Look out, we're so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, great job, everyone. Hello, so this tutorial is going to talk about how to build your UI components, and I'm going to show you how to do that starting with the color tool. So I'm just over here making a little color scheme, trying to decide if I want a neon purple or a neon green. All right, and since I already turned the screen recorder on, I guess I'll just go with this this neon purple and my dark blue background. Maybe a lighter blue. I like the darker. Okay. And then we'll also talk about a text a little bit later too. And also just a note, I just gave my dog a treat. You'll hear some snacking and probably some screaming from my dog at some point. Okay, so once you're here and you have gotten like a color scheme that you're feeling, also just an FYI, if you're not like really satisfied with one of these colors, you also have this custom button here where you can, this isn't the best color picker. I find it kind of confusing to use, but you could totally just put your hex color code in here. Okay, so once you're ready to go, once you have this set up, if you go to export, so you're just submitting these by linking, right? Or you did submit them, but if you go to export and you go to CodePen, it gives you this nice page. And from here, it has like a lot of JavaScript and stuff in here, but from here, we can get the sort of like starter CSFs for a lot of this stuff. And I would highly recommend that you use that to get started. So the first thing that I will do is I'm going to go to my glitch project first, which I thought I made, but let me get that up. Meow, meow, meow. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay, great. Let me rename this. So this is going to be UI builds. Oh. Okay, cool. So let me go here. Great. Great job, everyone. Okay, so this is just sort of a copy of one of the pages I've been working on for y'all. So it should have like my baseline functionality. Everything should be good to go. So like I was saying before, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste these colors over into my project. So I'm going to go to the style and I'm just going to give myself some comments. So I'm going to do like dark blue. What do I got? I got a dark blue, light blue, darker blue, darker, and then I have purple. I know, Frank. Lighter, purple. I like PPL as phonetic purple. And then darker purple. All right, and so I'm just going to copy and paste these colors over here just so that I have them all ready to go in my project. Oops, I keep going to the wrong page. That's going to be the lighter. Ah, you go over there. Okay. And then that's the dark. Meow, meow, meow. Right. Almost there. Here's my purple. Okay, lighter. All right, and then my dark purple. Okay, so now I have all my colors just stored as comments for myself so that when I'm actually going to be building up this UI, I'll have this little reference so that I don't have to go back here. Okay, where was I? Great, and then card. Okay, let's get rid of our border, and I'm also going to get rid of the border radius just for the time being. Okay, so what the sort of aesthetic that we're going for here is we're really using this as our inspiration, and I'm paying attention to like not only this card and the shadows and the really subtle rounded corners and the letter spacing and everything. I'm also paying attention to like the amount of spacing from like, you know, what might be an edge of a device to the actual card itself. So make sure that you're also paying attention to your negative space as well, not only your positive space. So I'm going to continue on here. I want to move all of these friends down, right? I want to give this some space. And so the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to take a look at my HTML. And let's take a look at, so I have my screen 2 here. And so I have card 1, card 2, card 3. I'm going to wrap those friends in a div. And I'm going to give it an ID. And I'm going to call this cards. And then, all right, so these are all going to be children of cards. And then what I can do is I can use cards to move my my cards down. So let's target that. And I might find, let's see, I'm just going to keep this a little organized. So I'm going to find screen 2. All right, and then just as I go, main screen, because I'm referring to my animation as screen 1. Okay, so I'm just going to keep organized as I go here. So let's put, oh goodness, what was it, ID? Cards. Dope, okay. And so I know I'm just going to give this a margin, 0 auto, and I'm just going to give it a margin of like 20 VW on the top, and then I'll use my web inspector to kind of finish that up. So cards, I got 20 VW. Let's move this over. Okay, and let's see. So we have a little bit. We're going to take a look at some other stuff here because this is actually, we want this to actually render out as our color. So let's work with 30 for now. Let's put 30 there. And then I think there's just some issues we might need to resolve with so for screen 2, it has a position absolute and a background color blue. So and then this is going to be the child of obviously screen 2. And then also my H1 is a child of screen 2. So we might just have to do some surgery here to get this to render out the way that we want it to render out. For sure though, I want to take that darker blue. I think I'm going to do that darker blue as my background color. Maybe that'll change, but for the time being, let's throw that in there. And then I'm going to use the web inspector to kind of figure out what's going on. And we can gradient. We can gradient this as well. We can gradient everything. Okay, so let's see what's up with this friend here. Let me just make this more manageable size. Okay, great. So I'm going to go to, so we have screen 2. Screen 1, screen 2. I'm curious why this is Oh, well, position is spelled wrong. Yeah, okay. So that the problem, the surgery, is that I just need to spell position right, and then this will look, I like this moment. Oh, look at what's happening here. Very cute. Okay, so let me just go fix that. Again, none of y'all are here to yell at me. Great, okay. And then I'm gonna want my cards to be, I think I want them to be a little thinner and a little taller, and then I might just have some scrolling on here. So let's just set that up really quick. So, and I'm sort of doing this like dark mode, and we could talk about like shadows with dark mode at the end of this tutorial. So let me go to the, where were those? So card 1, card 2, card 3, card, okay. So I'm using card to style them, and then card 1, card 2, card 3 I'm just using as my jQuery triggers. Maybe that was obvious to y'all, but I'm just kind of reminding myself. Okay, great. So I'm just going to put all this stuff in the same area just so I can access it easier. And let's give these like a little more, so maybe I want them to be like, have a 75 width. And then maybe I want them to be, because, you know, judging by the example here, if I really want to make this, this is slightly more tall than it is wide. But, you know, we have a lot of control over how the content looks. We don't have to make it exactly like this. So let's just start implementing some things, and then we'll sort of tweak some things as we go. But let's first think about how we're going to actually build up this content. So according to Web Inspector here, I think I'm going to follow what this suggests. So a container, which is going to be like card 1, a header, media, supporting text, actions. So I'm actually going to kind of name my styles based on the way that they have sort of built out their content. So I'm going to put this over here, and then let's grab our project. And I'm going to go to the HTML. So I'm going to be working in, okay, so in each of these, so I have cards. In each card 1, card 2, card 3, I'm going to put the same HTML. All right, so this card 1 is going to be this card here. All right, and then I'm going to do just a series of divs. So div, and what I'll do is I'll just make one div, one empty div, and I will, so I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to name them all with classes so that I can reuse them in card 2 and card 3, because I only want to style this card once, and then I might just be like swapping out the content. All right. Well, not might. I will be swapping out the content. So let's give this a class, and we'll call this one C header, and then we'll call this one media, C media. C stands for card. And then we'll do C, we'll say text. And then I'll call this one C actions. All right. And that's just like my call to action button. And then let's also take a look at what's inside. So see how these have children of their own? So in the header section, it looks like I have, so in the header section I have a one div that's going to be that avatar, right? So the avatar meaning this, the image. Okay? And then another div that is just holding the title and the content. Okay, so see how they're sort of, so I have one thing, so if, and then this div, and then 2 things in this div. So that's also how I will structure it out. So I'll just do inside of the header here, I'll make another child, whoops, I wanted, I'll just grab this. Okay, and I will name this one, let's just say avatar, because that's just going to be that like little image. And then I'm going to do a div, and that's going to be, I'm going to name this like title stack. And then inside these two, sorry, inside this thing, I'm going to put two other divs. And I'm just using this one I copy and pasted. And I'm going to change this to title and subtitle. Okay, so, and then what I'll use these as is, you know, I'm going to make this into a flex box, right? This is going to go on one side, and then this whole stack, this group of information will go on the next, okay? And then let's see, so in the card, looks like I'm just going to have an image, okay? So inside of the card, that's where I'm going to put my image. So we're talking about this section here, okay? Whoops. And so inside of this section, I'm going to say CIMG, and then your image tag or your SVG tag will go inside of there. So I'll just place that. And we could also link in this image as CSS, but for the time being, I'll just throw an image tag in here just to kind of keep things organized. And then let's see, okay, so the supporting text, that's just going to have type right inside of it. We don't really have to worry about that. And then we just have a button inside of that actions class. So supporting text and then actions. So text, we don't really have to worry about. I might put a p tag in there just to kind of start my style off a bit. And then I might give that a class, style my different paragraph styles. And then inside of action, I'm going to put a button. So I'll actually just use button. Okay, cool. So now we have everything sort of sorted out based on the like organizational references here. Okay, and right, so this is where cards begins and ends, and then here's card 1. All right, so because I want these all to be the exact same thing, what I will do eventually is I'm going to copy everything that's inside of this like main card 1 card class, and I'm going to put it inside of these two containers. But what I will do first is I'm just going to style them first, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do that. We'll go ahead and we'll put everything where it needs to go.